When we think of global trade hubs today, we think of glowing screens and digital ledgers. But over 1,000 years ago, a massive center of wealth was tucked away in the river valleys of ancient Kedah. To find it, archaeologists use a technique called contextual stratigraphy. It's essentially a way of reading the earth the same way a modern trader reads a historical market chart. This excavation pit at the Bujang Valley site shows exactly what that looks like. Those distinct bands of color, separated by red string, are the actual pages of a history book. The logic here is simple. Depth equals time. The deepest layers hold the oldest economic data, physical timestamps of a trade network that existed long before our modern records began. By sifting through these compressed layers, we've discovered evidence of a complex international economy that was operating right beneath the jungle floor. These are the silver coins recovered from those specific layers. You can see the circular patterns and the central symbols that served as the face of this currency in the 8th century. Interestingly, these coins are missing the one thing we expect to see on ancient money. They don't have the face of a king or a specific ruler. By using neutral symbols from nature, like the rising sun, the currency didn't rely on a single political authority. It was a form of decentralized sovereignty, where the coins were accepted across rival borders because they represented shared cultural values rather than a foreign king's power. But coins are only useful if people know they're real. To authenticate each piece, mints used a highly specialized ancient handwriting called Sanskrit paleography. Think of it like a unique master-level signature built into every character. Look at the complexity of this script on the stone. The characters are fluid and rounded, with intricate loops that are incredibly difficult to replicate without years of training. Because the design was so complex and the symbols were politically neutral, this silver was used by traders from different cultures who could all trust the value of what they were holding. Originally, the Indian script was sharp and rigid. Kedah scholars adapted it into a uniquely rounded style to survive. Scribes wrote on dried palm leaves. A sharp line simply tore the leaf. Curving letters into fluid loops allowed them to write without damaging their ledgers. This wasn't just a style choice for paper. It was transferred directly into the metal molds used to strike the silver coins, keeping the look of the currency and the ledgers the same. Because this handwriting was so difficult to master and specific to this region, it became a built-in defense. For an outsider, replicating these interlocking curves on a metal die was nearly impossible, making the coins much harder to counterfeit. By combining the evidence from the soil layers with the evolution of this rounded script, archaeologists can reconstruct the entire timeline of this trading empire. This forensic data shows that as the global maritime networks grew, the silver coins of Kedah Tua evolved right along with them, becoming the standard for trade in the region. We see the scale of this wealth in the ruins they left behind. These brick foundations and massive stone staircases were once part of a sprawling complex that managed this vast network. Kedah Tua was doing more than just moving resources. It was exporting a system of reliable trade and common standards that other kingdoms relied on. This aerial view shows the strategic mouth of the river today. From this single point, the ancient port city could control and facilitate the flow of goods across the sea. Centuries before our modern financial systems, the river delta of Kedah Tua was already connecting the world, using the earth, the silver, and the clever loops of a rounded script to build a network that stood the test of time.